Oh my goodness. I had to get up and come out here. It is Thursday night after 11 p.m. on March 27th. I'm already in my PJs and I was going to curl up and listen to the rain and read a good book, which I haven't done in a long time. I said, no, I have to get up and share this with you. Okay, so I live in northeastern Washington State, and I'm Helene. Hi. And by the way, for those of you who are new to my channel, and I went down into Spokane, Washington today. I had a whole bunch of things to do, and I knew it was going to be a long day, and it was getting lunchtime. I needed some sustenance, so I decided to make a little detour in Spokane to Round Table Pizza and get their wonderful salad bar to go in a bowl. They have a great salad bar. And so just happens to be right next door is Joanne. And at first I wasn't gonna go in there because I was already in a week ago this past Tuesday, so 10 days ago, and the yarn department was all but cleared out. So the first thing I noticed when I started heading to the yarn department, I thought, wow, why is this like barricaded and partitioned off? And I walk around one side, and this is a big store, this Joanne, and they had expanded the yarn department not that long ago. And so it was even bigger than it was before. So I went around the one side by the checkout, and that's where I first noticed the barricade. And then I walked down one of the other main aisle, and I see every single one of them is blocked off, and they're blocked off with either stationary shelving units, or they have the rolling kind of shelving racks. And then even those, this like industrial sort of a stair step ladder kind of thing, where it's real heavy duty metal and the big pipe type handles on each side, and then walk up and there's a platform. They do that when they're restocking. And they had those even as a barricade. So here's the aisle, and they had it angled and then wedged so people couldn't get around them. Like, what is going on? And I see all this crew of like at least like one or two ladies on every single aisle, and on the sides of the aisle where the end caps of yarn or different, whatever the merchandise where that used to be. And I could see all these intense faces like they were on a mission. And there's yarn. There's so much yarn. And then one of the workers came up and she was adding more on the other side of it. And I said, oh, this is really pretty and it's so soft. She's like, yeah, it is. I was so surprised to come in here and see yarn. I was like, I'm still on the email list, and it's been saying for a long time, new stock, new merchandise every day. And then this has been going on for a while, and then for me to go in all these previous times and didn't see any, I figured, okay, well, maybe it's done. It's just not happening at our store. Then today when I went and I saw it, I thought maybe because we are out in the wild, wild west, and Joanne, the main Joanne is located in Ohio. So I don't know if that's where things are coming from and being distributed still, since they are under the direction now of the new owners, which is a liquidation company. I don't know if that changed, but it kind of seemed to be the way, and in keeping with how it usually is, because any company that is like Midwest or back east, we're always the last ones to kind of get stuff. So it happened. It really happened. I thought, well, if you have a Joanne that's still open, that might be worth checking out, or at least calling and asking if they have gotten another shipment of yarn, if they've restocked their shelves in your area, and if that is open available, because the gal at this store told me that they need to get that done first, and they can't have people going in there because it was obviously, I could see it wasn't safe first they need to be able to maneuver and get around and not bump into people and get the stock on the shelves. So they had, what did she tell me, that 4 or 5 huge trucks just came in, and they had tons of boxes that they were bringing out and putting up, and they were doing good work. And I didn't want to intrude or bother them, you know, and I told them I totally understand, it's okay. I said it's just kind of a bummer because I live out of town. Would have been nice while I'm here, but I understand they need to keep focusing and get their work done. But I did ask, did you happen to see any of the vortex, Joanne, the big twist vortex in there when you're, you know, unboxing? And she said she just really didn't notice, but you know, if it's not there, it could be, because they still had a lot to unpack. So she said they expect and hope should be able to reopen that department on Saturday. And I don't know if I have it in me to make another trip right now down there. I mean, it's like close, but yet so far. I mean, close enough, but not like a hop, skip, and a jump. But I'm almost kind of shopped out at this point. It was just one color in Blossom something, or super bloom or super blossom. I think super bloom. I would have liked 1 or 2 more cakes of that. But anyway, so we stopped at the Joann store in Spokane Valley 2 weeks ago, and that was completely picked over too as far as the yarn. And I looked at some of the sewing things, and a lot of that was gone, all the notions and stuff. But I did pick up 2 sets, just thought it'd be fun to show you, of knitting needles. And yes, I do knit some now and then. It doesn't come nearly as natural to me, not even close, as crochet, which is funny because I learned to knit when I was about 8 years old from my grandmother. And then when I was 13, I learned to crochet, and that's pretty much all I've done since, except about 4 years ago. I picked it up, and I do maybe like 1 or 2 projects a year, but I like tools. And I cannot lie. It's true. I really do. I like going to Home Depot. But these are nice. They're made out of beechwood with a cute little resin stopper. They're made in India. So like, okay, I was okay with that. Each piece is finished by hand, which is nice, and a couple of sizes that I didn't have, and they do feel smooth and sleek. The only thing is that it says the big twist in there, and the size is really deeply engraved, etched into this. I don't know. Oh, there we go. There's a little glimmer of light. I'll turn them. There you go. But they're cute, and they're kind of a keepsake thing, you know. A usable, but a keepsake, because something that hopefully, you know, won't wear out over time. And I like that it has the big twist on there. Kind of sad at the same time though. But these are pretty. These, so I got at the Valley store, Spokane Valley store. It wasn't a huge savings, 25% off, just like the yarn, because, you know, they're good sellers. But you know, a sale is a sale, and I'm happy to have them, and I'll use them. Oh, and that was really the main reason, kind of why I went into my Joann in Spokane to see if they had any, which I didn't notice all those other times that I went in. And they did have this one size that I was tempted, in a pretty sort of denim blue that had the marbly swirls in it, like this aqua color. It's probably not showing up. I didn't want to like turn on all the lights in here and make it too bright, because I don't want to get the dogs riled up, and my husband's sleeping. And then one other thing to show you real quick that I got probably maybe the second time or so that I went back to this store, and this was great buy. It was when Joanne was still doing the coupons on top of coupons early on in the discounts. So I got a yarn bowl with the lid, and it's not a big one. I mean, it's small, very small, and it will hold circumference wise about an average 3.5 ounce cake. This is half size. Okay, so you can see how much room there's left, but the height of it still, the lid won't close. That's okay. Oh, another thing that's nice too is it keeps the smaller bowls and cakes and skeins as they get smaller and they start bouncing around. You ever have that happen? You have next to you. I usually just have it just tucked right next to me, but they still bounce around, and my dog likes to grab them. So this prevents it too, and then I can even just set the lid on and step it away. And they had some other really nice ones, two beautiful ceramic, one pretty blue swirls. It was a little bit bigger. I really liked that one. And then they had like a cream iridescent one. But with ceramic and animals, and even me, you know, knock something, takes as one crash, and there it goes, shattered into a million pieces. So I had this bowl sitting on the table, and then my husband walks by last night, and he stops and he backs up, he looks at it. He said, "What is that?" So it's a yarn bowl, and I showed him what it was for, and the holes, and for color work and so forth. He goes, "Oh, that makes sense." He was at a thrift store recently and saw two of them. One was a little bit bigger than that without a lid, and the other one, he said, was really big, and it had a divider in the center where you could put 4 balls of yarn in all the holes. Oh my goodness. So next time, if you see something unusual, interesting like that, text me a picture. I might just know and want it too. Oh well, that's okay. Not something that I really needed, but you know, it could be useful, especially if you do mosaic work, which is something I might like to venture into a little bit. Or you let me know, will you, if you are going to go check out your Joann store and what you find, and if you live in, wherever you live, rather, in the United States, and especially like our Midwest back east, did your stores already start to restock, and were you able to get in on that? Because I'm thinking, if I don't go this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, it's gonna all be just scooped up, and we'll wind up seeing it on eBay for 10 times the price. Okay, well, that's officially it for this evening. Take good care, okay? Please come back and see me again next time. Bye for now.